In a world where borders are increasingly contested not just on land and sea but also in the digital realm, the Philippines has achieved a significant and modern victory in its long-standing maritime dispute with China. This is not a victory marked by military might or dramatic standoffs at sea, but rather by a strategic move in the information age, a victory of narrative, recognition, and digital presence. The Philippines has successfully secured the recognition of the West Philippine Sea label on Google Maps, one of the world's most widely used digital mapping platforms. This seemingly simple change carries enormous symbolic and practical weight, as millions of users around the globe now see the Philippine claim reflected every time they search for this contested region. This digital demarcation is more than just a name on a map. It is a direct challenge to Beijing's expansive claims, represented by the controversial 9-dash line. By drawing a line in the digital sand, the Philippines has shifted the battle for sovereignty from the waters of the South China Sea to the screens of a global audience, making the dispute impossible to ignore or erase. The move is a calculated assertion of national identity and pride, one that has unsettled China and escalated diplomatic tensions between the two nations. For the Philippines, it is a way to assert its rights and presence without resorting to force, using the power of global technology and public opinion. By leveraging international law, specifically the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, and harnessing the reach of digital media, the Philippines is countering China's dominance in the South China Sea. Social media campaigns, viral hashtags, and online petitions have amplified the country's message, turning a regional dispute into a global conversation. This strategy allows Manila to frame the debate on its own terms, rallying both domestic and international support for its cause. Public rallies, passionate speeches by officials, and widespread media coverage have galvanized the Filipino people, uniting them in defense of their maritime rights. Today, the term West Philippine Sea is not just a local phrase. It has become a globally recognized term, appearing in international news headlines and academic discussions. This complicates China's efforts to impose its own narrative and makes it harder for the world to ignore the legitimacy of the Philippine claim. The Philippines' digital victory sets a powerful precedent for smaller nations everywhere, showing that even in the face of larger, more powerful adversaries, it is possible to assert one's rights and identity on the world stage. Other countries with similar disputes are watching closely, inspired by Manila's success in leveraging technology and international law. Ultimately, the Philippines' move has forced China to confront a narrative legitimized by a global platform, sparking debate and controversy that extends far beyond the region. In the 21st century, the battle for sovereignty is not just fought with ships and soldiers, but with stories, symbols, and the power of the digital world. The Philippines has taken a firm stand by officially protesting China's unilateral actions in the contested waters of the South China Sea. These actions, which include the establishment of new maritime boundaries and increased patrols by Chinese vessels, have been met with strong opposition from Manila. Filipino officials have repeatedly voiced their concerns at both national and international forums, emphasizing that such moves by Beijing undermine regional stability and threaten the sovereignty of neighboring countries. The Philippine government views these incursions as clear violations of its sovereignty and its rights over its exclusive economic zone. For many Filipinos, the South China Sea is not just a strategic waterway but also a vital source of livelihood, with thousands of fishermen depending on its rich resources. The presence of foreign vessels has disrupted traditional fishing grounds, fueling public outcry and calls for stronger action. Beijing's recent announcement of new maritime baselines around Scarborough Shoal has further escalated tensions. This move is seen as an attempt to legitimize its expansive claims, prompting a swift and resolute response from Manila. The standoff at Scarborough Shoal has become a symbol of the broader struggle for control in the region. Despite a landmark 2016 United Nations Tribunal ruling that favored the Philippines and invalidated much of China's claims, Beijing continues to assert its presence and maintain its grip on the shoal. This ongoing defiance has drawn international criticism and put pressure on regional alliances. The Philippines' diplomatic protest is more than a legal maneuver. It is a declaration of its unwavering commitment to defending its maritime rights under international law. By taking its case to the global stage, Manila seeks to rally support and set a precedent for peaceful dispute resolution. Manila's principled stance is crucial for maintaining the credibility of the rules-based international order. Upholding these norms ensures that smaller nations have a voice, and that might does not make right in international affairs. The Philippines' protest also echoes the concerns of other Southeast Asian nations, such as Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia, who face similar pressures from China's expansive maritime claims. By speaking out, Manila is not only defending its own interests, but also those of the broader region. This ongoing diplomatic engagement is key to safeguarding national interests against overwhelming odds. Through persistent dialogue, legal action, and international cooperation, the Philippines continues to assert its rights and champion the cause of smaller nations in the face of great power competition. China defends its actions in the South China Sea as consistent with its laws and historical claims. Beijing rejects the 2016 tribunal ruling, viewing its actions as legitimate exercises of sovereignty. China's 9-line claim is a cornerstone of its national identity, complicating compromise. Increased patrols in contested waters heighten the risk of miscalculation and conflict. China's actions signal non-negotiable positions to other claimant states. This assertive stance complicates regional disputes, prompting similar measures from other countries. The cycle of action and reaction undermines regional stability. The Philippines celebrates a diplomatic victory as Google Maps features the West Philippine Sea. This change boosts Manila's campaign to defend its sovereignty against China. Senator Francis Tolentino hails the update as a win for the Filipino people. The digital acknowledgement signals growing international support for the Philippines' position. This recognition strengthens Manila's diplomatic and legal arguments. The inclusion of the label on Google Maps is a form of soft power that shapes international understanding. This symbolic victory carries real-world weight in the battle of narratives. China downplays the Google Maps update, reaffirming the South China Sea as the accepted name. Beijing views the West Philippine Sea label as a politically motivated challenge. China's response aims to counter the narrative promoted by the Philippines. The Foreign Ministry's statement projects steadfastness in the face of provocation. By dismissing the label, China signals it won't be swayed by symbolic victories. This stance reassures domestic and regional allies of Beijing's control. The narrative seeks to prevent the Philippines from gaining further international momentum. The West Philippine Sea is not just a body of water. It is a vital part of the Philippines' national identity, security, and future. This region, rich in marine resources and strategic trade routes, is at the heart of the Philippines' efforts to assert its sovereign rights and protect its territorial integrity. The waters are home to countless Filipino fishermen and provide food, livelihood, and hope for millions. For the Philippines, the West Philippine Sea is more than a geographic label. It is a symbol of their enduring connection to the sea and their determination to defend what is rightfully theirs. The name West Philippine Sea directly challenges China's sweeping 9-line claim, which covers vast areas of the South China Sea. By officially naming these waters, the Philippines creates a clear legal and diplomatic basis for its international claims. This act is not just about drawing lines on a map. It is about standing up to powerful neighbors and asserting the Philippines' rights under international law, especially the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS. The name is a statement. The Philippines will not be silenced or sidelined in the global arena. The use of West Philippine Sea has become a rallying point for national identity and unity. It brings together Filipinos from all walks of life. Fishermen, students, activists, and leaders who stand together in defense of their maritime heritage. The name inspires pride and a sense of belonging, reminding everyone that the sea is an integral part of the nation's story and future. For many Filipinos, using the name is an act of patriotism and resistance against foreign encroachment. It is a way to honor the sacrifices of those who protect the nation's waters and to send a message to the world. The Philippines will defend its rights, culture, and people. Securing the name West Philippine Sea on platforms like Google Maps is a significant diplomatic achievement. It means that the world recognizes the Philippines' claim, and it helps educate people everywhere about the country's position. This digital recognition is a powerful tool in shaping international perceptions and supporting the Philippines' case on the global stage. This digital endorsement normalizes the term in global conversations, making it part of everyday language and international discourse. It helps shift the narrative away from the generic South China Sea label and toward a more accurate reflection of the region's complex realities. The widespread use of West Philippine Sea influences public opinion both at home and abroad. It challenges the dominant South China Sea narrative and encourages people to see the dispute from the Philippine perspective. This shift in language can change how the world understands the conflict and who has the rightful claim. The name frames the dispute as a defense of the Philippines' maritime entitlements, not just a territorial squabble. It highlights the legal, historical, and moral grounds for the Philippines' position, making it clear that this is about upholding international law and protecting the rights of future generations. This reframing is crucial for winning diplomatic support. By consistently using West Philippine Sea, the Philippines strengthens its case in international forums and builds alliances with other nations who respect the rule of law and the rights of smaller countries. Ultimately, the importance of the name West Philippine Sea lies in its power to shape the narrative. It is a tool for advocacy, a symbol of resistance, and a beacon of hope for a nation determined to protect its sovereignty and secure a better future for all Filipinos. The Scarborough Shoal dispute highlights the clash between national ambition and international law. A 2016 tribunal ruling invalidated China's claims, but Beijing refuses to recognize it. China's control of the shoal defies the tribunal's decision and challenges global order. For the Philippines, the ruling is the basis for its legal and diplomatic strategy. The standoff is a test of international law's effectiveness against major powers. The situation places the international community in a difficult position. The impasse raises questions about the value of international law. The Philippines-China tensions impact the entire Indo-Pacific region. Other Southeast Asian nations watch developments with apprehension. China's actions against the Philippines could set a precedent for future disputes. Vietnam, with its own maritime disputes, is particularly wary. The Philippines' strategy is of strategic relevance to other claimant states. Major powers like the US and Japan are drawn into the conflict. ASEAN struggles to form a united front due to China's influence. The Philippines' digital victory challenges China's dominance in the South China Sea. Manila's strategy combines diplomatic protest with international law. China's dismissal reinforces its narrative of historical rights. The region remains a nexus of geopolitical tension. The international community is entangled in the complex standoff. The dispute tests the durability of the rules-based international order. Competing claims create a fragile security landscape. The future of regional stability hinges on diplomacy and respect for international law.